guys, it's Aoife from Fred Weasley Dead Laughing, and I'm here with some books that I'm planning to read in October. As you guys know, I don't normally do a monthly TBR, but for this month I kind of wanted to read some of the spookier books that I have on my bookshelf. I'm kind of trying to read some of my own books just to get them off my TBR, like my physical TBR. And yes, and there's also Own Voices that's going on this month, and I have some books here that I'm going to show you. So these books that I think that I have on my TBR on my Kindle for Own Voices is, the first one is Straw Girl by Jackie Kay. This book is a little bit of a kind of magical realism book about a little girl who is half Nigerian, half Irish, but she's living in England, I do believe. As far as I know from when I was looking it up, Jackie Kay is also biracial. She is half Nigerian, half English, I believe. Looking forward to this. It's only a children's book, so it's not too long as well. The next book I want to read is one I've been wanting to read for a really long time, and it is In Order to Live by Naomi Park. This is obviously a non-fiction book. It is about Naomi Park's journey with her family out of North Korea, and her family were taken by, I think, Chinese human traffickers, and it's just her story, and it's supposed to be really good, really harrowing, really powerful, and just really sad at times to read, and I'm really looking forward to it because I've only heard amazing things about this book. The next book I'm going to plan to read for Own Voices is Chasing the Stars by Mallory Blackman. As far as I'm aware, I think the character in this, or the main female character, could be a person of colour, and Mallory Blackman is obviously a person of colour, so I think so. I think this is Own Voices. I can't be sure obviously until I start reading it, but as far as I know, this could probably be a good candidate for Own Voices October. And I have a couple of books on my TBR. The first book, and for some reason I have them down in front of me and I don't have the authors, so I'll just put up a picture of the book, which will obviously have the name of the authors on it. But the first book is The Space Between. This is an LGBT romance, I think girl on girl, I do believe, about a girl dealing with the fact that she fancies the new girl in school and has to deal with that. And then there's also When Women Were Warriors, which is also, I think, it is a fantasy series, and I think it has some really strong female characters, and it's LGBT as well, and I'm looking forward to that. And then I also have some books set aside for just some spooky reads. I don't think I'm going to get to all of them. I have a lot here, but they're just all kind of potential spooky reads for myself for October. And the first one is The Forest of Hands and Teeth by Carrie Ryan. This is, I don't even know what this is about. I think it's a zombie book, but it's supposed to be scary, and I'm looking forward to it. The next one is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. I think this is kind of a scary-ish, well, it says a haunting story here, so it's a little bit of spooky, but I don't think it's too spooky, but it could be good to read, and I do want to read my Daphne du Maurier books soon enough, so that should be good for doing that. The next book I'm planning to read is The Dollicher by Caroline Barry. This is a book set in Georgian Dublin, and it's about kind of the Irish Jack the Ripper. There's this kind of half man, half pig thing stalking the Dublin streets and killing people, and it's about a detective who is employed to investigate the case, and I think he ends up discovering something really horrible and really gruesome about the mystery behind this thing that's killing people, and I think that is about it, but I'm really looking forward to reading this. This is something I just picked up on a whim a few months ago in a bookshop, and I'm really looking forward to picking it up and seeing exactly what it's about. Another book I might try to read is just kind of the last book in a really fun zombie series, and it's ETA Love by Jessie Peterson. This is a zombie series about a couple who were on the brink of divorce, and then the zombie apocalypse happened, and they ended up kind of finding their love for each other again in the midst of this apocalypse, and it's just them trying to basically survive the zombie apocalypse. And this is the third book, and these books are always just really fun and really hilarious, and I always enjoy them, so hopefully I'll get around to this one. Now the next book is a chunker, and I don't know if I'll get it all read. It is 1,000 pages, and it's The Passage by Justin Cronin. I think this is something to do with a vampire apocalypse. I think it's vampires. I'm not 100% sure, but ever since I bought this book, I'd never heard of this book before. Ever since I bought this book, I keep seeing it everywhere, so I really want to get around to it. I think this would be perfect to read for October anyway, and I can't wait to sink my teeth into this one, because this is a big book. Like, I'm gonna have to do, like, I think it will take me a while to read this book. The next book I have here is The Wolf in the Attic by Paul Carney. This, I'm not really sure what it is. It's about this little girl after World War II, and she moves into this house with her father, and she's very alone. And I think she ends up finding this mysterious little boy in the attic, and there's something a bit odd about him, and they become friends, and that's the gist of that, I think. But again, a spooky book that I'm looking forward to reading. And then I also have 2 buddy reads going on this month. The first one is going to be Illuminated by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, and I'm going to be reading this with Ali over at the Little Librarian, and I'm really looking forward to reading this because I've been wanting to read it for a really long time, but I've been a little bit scared to pick it up, so a buddy read will be perfect for this one, and I'm really looking forward to it. And the next one is Skin by Ilka Tamp. This is kind of historical fantasy set in, I think, the Celtic Britain, and I'm reading this at Mel over at Bookish Mel, and again, I can't wait for this one because this one looks really, really good. So that is all the books that I might potentially read in October. I'm not making any promises, I'm not really sure, but for now that's what that is going to be. Please let me know if you've read any of these books, what you think of them, and thank you for watching. I'll see you guys again next time.